Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Lynette. I bring you content on PCOS healing through a natural, sustainable, and minimal lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of that content, please be sure to subscribe. Today I am so excited because I am doing this video in collaboration with the free Range Diva. She brings you content all on green beauty and natural living and health. Today, she and I are doing a two-part video and we're talking all about hormone balancing through diet. So if you hop on over to her channel, I have it linked down in the description box and up in the cards. If I can link it, I'm pretty sure I can. And today, I'm going to be talking about balancing your hormones, specifically your menstrual cycle, through what is called seed cycling. Make no mistake, seed cycling is also great for women who are going through menopause. So if that is you, please be sure to keep watching. All right, you guys, today I want to talk to you about seed cycling. This is something that I started 2 months ago. I'm actually on my 3rd month. Let me just say I've seen amazing improvements, which I will get into in a moment. Seed cycling is basically taking different seeds at different phases of your menstrual cycle to regulate your cycles, balance your hormones. So whether you have PCOS, whether you have very long cycles, maybe 40, 50-day length cycles, whether you are perimenopausal, menopausal, even women who do not menstruate, meaning you're not having bleeds. So for the first cycle, which is going to be days 1 through 14, the follicular phase, you are going to take 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. The seeds that you're consuming should be raw, so not salted, not roasted, and they should be grounded beforehand. So you can put these in a food processor, you can put them in a blender. I like to consume my pumpkin seeds and flax seeds in things like oatmeal, yogurt, apple sauce. During this phase, you're also going to want to take a fish oil supplement. If you're vegan, you can find a vegan alternative to a fish oil supplement. I'll see if I can find one and then have it linked down below in the description box. Fish oil is high in omega-3s, and that's going to help reduce inflammation in the body. It's during this phase that your body is producing primarily estrogen. This is like the main hormone of this phase. And the estrogen is supposed to steadily rise so that it can eventually prepare your body for ovulation. In the pumpkin seeds and in the flax seeds, there are these things called ligands. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But these ligands basically attach to estrogen receptors in your body, and they help your body modulate estrogen. So if you have excess estrogen, it's going to help detoxify your body. And if you have a low amount of estrogen, it's going to encourage your body to produce more. So it's crazy, but these seeds are actually more like almost adaptogenic to your body's estrogen levels, and they help meet you where you're at. Okay, so that is your first phase. That is the completion of your follicular phase after 14 days, starting from the first day of your period. Now for days 15 through 28, you are going to want to consume 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds and 1 tablespoon of sunflower seeds. The same rules apply, raw, organic, and preferably grounded up. Another supplement you can take during this time is evening primrose oil. Evening primrose oil is high in omega-6s, so that's also going to help reduce inflammation. But it's also a fatty acid that's going to help with hormone regulation as well. And during this time, your progesterone levels are supposed to be steadily increasing, and their whole purpose is to thicken the uterine lining, and that's going to essentially create a nice, soft, comfy bed for perhaps any fertilized egg that wants to implant. Now, if your body is not creating enough progesterone and you have low progesterone levels, this could potentially be a cause of miscarriage. It's not the only cause, but it can cause miscarriage. I know my body now well enough to know that I am estrogen dominant and I have low progesterone levels. And when I got pregnant with my daughter, I almost miscarried her. And the way that I was able to prevent miscarriage was through supplementing with progesterone suppositories. Now, I'm going to talk about that in depth in a different video, but I want you to know that progesterone is really essential if you are trying to conceive. Progesterone is also important even if you aren't trying to conceive. And the reason why is progesterone really helps modulate your estrogen levels. Once again, sesame seeds are high in ligands, and the ligands in the sesame seeds help modulate your estrogen and progesterone levels. Sunflower seeds are high in selenium, I think I'm saying that correctly, but that basically helps your body to detoxify, so it actually aids your liver. And your liver helps deplete any excess hormones. So the psyllium is really going to help in that function. And if your body's properly detoxifying excess hormones in your body, and you're going to start seeing regulated hormones and things coming in balance. The same rules apply if you're menopausal. You can start whenever you want. However, you can alternate every 1 to 2 weeks. So you can do 1 week of flaxseed and pumpkin seeds, and then alternate to sunflower and sesame seeds. Or you can do like the normal protocol, 2 weeks and 2 weeks. So it's really your preference. I think you just have a little more wiggle room, if you will. Now, if you're not menopausal, perimenopausal, but you do not have a cycle, I would suggest looking into starting your cycle in conjunction with the phases of the moon. I know it sounds weird. I've read information on this and I've been like, well, it's kind of weird. But years and years ago, when our circadian rhythms were much more synced with the sun and the moon, so meaning, you know, you go to sleep when the sun goes down and wakes up when the sun comes up, the phases of the moon can also work in conjunction with your period. I might do a video on that, but in the meantime, if you want to look into that, if you want to start doing seed cycling and don't have a cycle and want to know when to begin, I'm going to link a couple articles below to give you an idea of how this all works, and hopefully that can help you as well. Now, if you had PCOS like me and don't have 28-day cycles, you're still going to want to do the 2-week protocol, 2-week protocol, and just keep going back and forth. Now, let me just talk briefly about my experience with seed cycling so far. I've been doing this now for 3 months, and I legitimately saw improvement the first month. Just a warning, some women do not see any changes until maybe 3 or 4 months after seed cycling. For me, it happened very quickly. The initial thing that I noticed was my cycle length diminished. I have always had 35 to 40, I would say 45-day cycles. Postpartum, they were 32-day cycles to 34-day cycles. And now that I'm seed cycling, I'm having 28 to 30-day cycles. I've never had a 28-day cycle in my entire life until I started to seed cycle. So this really does work. The other thing I noticed was the first month that I seed cycled, I still had severe cramps. Second month I seed cycled, my cramping greatly reduced. It was very mild, which I know is a good sign that means my body is properly detoxifying estrogen. The next thing I've noticed is that my hair loss has decreased. Hear me out. I have androgenetic alopecia, meaning female pattern baldness. I've talked about this in another video. I can have that linked for you guys and down in the description box. I know that some people might say this is not how hair loss works. It's on like a 3-month schedule or timetable, if you will. But for me, I have always noticed that my hair loss increases right before my period, and it's really bad, really bad. I've had alopecia now for 3 years. So I have seen the cycle of this continue on and on and on and on. Every time before my period, my hair loss is really bad. Last month, after seed cycling, I still have hair loss. Not saying it's not there, but I've seen a reduction in how much hair I'm losing right before I have my period, which is very new. I actually remembered seeing how much hair was in the shower and being very surprised at how little it was for me and my hair loss. I'm very cautious about sharing that here. I'm not saying this is like gonna cure your alopecia. That's not what's happening. But I do think a lot of alopecia is caused in part to our hormones. Now, obviously there's a genetic factor to it as well, but the whole way that I've been managing my alopecia has been through managing my PCOS, and this is the first time I've really seen a reduction in my hair loss. So it's very exciting. That was a lot of information I just unloaded on you. If you have any questions, please ask me down below. I love talking about this. I'm really passionate about hormone health and managing our bodies and meeting our bodies where they're at. I also want to thank the Free Range Diva for doing this hormone balancing videos in collaboration with me. You guys, if you want to get more information on how to balance your hormones, please by all means go ahead and check her out. I will have her channel down in the description box. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for having me collab with you. I really appreciate it. Be sure to go on over and subscribe to her channel as well. This has been a great chat. Meet me down in the comments and I will see you in the next one. Bye.